A WWE Hall of Fame member had some words to say about Becky Lynch versus Asuka, so we'll see what they had to say. We'll also check out what's going down with theories for Backlash, what went down with Alexa Bliss, and much more. One of the big storylines and feuds heading into WrestleMania Backlash is everything going on with Edge, AJ Styles, and the rest of Judgment Day. A big moment happened on Raw this week for the storyline that has a lot of fans already speculating about the future of this story. So let's get into everything that happened there. Edge and Damian Priest come out first to address the crowd and AJ Styles. Edge takes some shots at the fans of North Carolina before turning his attention to AJ Styles. He says that AJ needs to start thinking more with his mind rather than his heart and tells him not to be a lemon. AJ Styles eventually comes out and faces Damian Priest. A planned distraction by Edge goes wrong, and AJ Styles is able to capitalize for the roll-up pin on Damian Priest. Priest will be banned from ringside at WrestleMania Backlash. Edge and Damian Priest continue to attack AJ Styles post-match, which leads to Finn Balor coming out and making the save for AJ. AJ and Finn have a lot of history together, dating back to before their days in WWE. So it was a save that made sense. There's obviously a friendship there that goes way back. But like a lot of fans have already been talking about, can Finn Balor truly be trusted here? It's really interesting because when Edge was first putting Judgment Day together, one of the popular fan favorite picks to fit this group with Edge was Finn Balor. Everyone thought Finn Balor was a great fit for Judgment Day, and now he's a part of this Edge and AJ Styles storyline, bringing all those fan theories even more into the spotlight now. So yes, Edge and Finn are long-term friends, but could Finn entering this story eventually lead to another shocking moment of Finn turning on AJ Styles to align with Edge and Damian Priest? Highly possible now for sure. Damian Priest is banned from ringside at WrestleMania Backlash, but no one has said anything about Finn Balor. What if Finn does appear at WrestleMania Backlash to help AJ Styles again, but this time around, he ends up helping Edge? Sounds good, but the only issue with that scenario is that WrestleMania Backlash would be way too soon for a Finn Balor turn. He was literally inserted into this storyline a few days before Backlash, so it just seems unlikely for him to make a big turn like that less than a week later. But that doesn't mean the possibility is fully gone. Maybe AJ and Finn spend a while together, and that big Finn heel turn happens at an unexpected time down the line. Another incredible stat about Finn Balor is that he made his main roster debut in 2016, but has never been a heel on the main roster. Finn did have a heel turn during his second run in NXT, and it was phenomenal, one of his best personas ever in WWE. But when he came back to the main roster in 2021, he went back to that babyface persona that he previously had on the main roster. So that's why fans are excited about Finn now being involved in this story, because it keeps hope alive for Finn joining Judgment Day and for us to see heel Finn on the main roster for the first time ever. You put in that 2019-2020 NXT Finn persona along with Edge and Damian Priest, and now this group is really starting to look like a strong, untouchable unit. So that's what's on a lot of fans' minds right now when it comes to this storyline. Sure, Finn may be a good friend right now to AJ Styles, but is there a good chance that he does make that big move to join Edge eventually? Edge may continue to have something special here with Judgment Day if he continues to pick up these big potential new members. These rumored new members like Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley all perfectly fit the description of the group that Edge gave us. Edge said, "It's for people who truly are not living up to their capabilities and destiny." Finn and Rhea are two perfect examples of that. Finn has been lost in the shuffle for a bit, and Rhea has been held back in the tag team division over the last few months. So both of them have great cases for Judgment Day. So we'll have to see who Edge continues to recruit for his group. One of the most recent editions of Raw featured the returns of Becky Lynch and Asuka. As Becky was talking about climbing back to the top from rock bottom, out came Asuka to confront Becky. It was a great moment to have Becky back and obviously have Asuka back for the first time in almost a year. But WWE Hall of Fame member Bully Ray shared his thoughts on how this moment from Raw really didn't do anything for him. He had this to say on Busted Open Radio, quote, "After last night, I don't want to see what happens with Becky and Asuka next week. You didn't grab me. You didn't catch my attention. You didn't do anything. I don't know what else to say. Like, honestly, I don't know what else I can say. From beginning to end, other than how great they looked, and it was great to see Asuka back, as a fan, I just wasn't into it." End quote. Despite it being a great moment of two big returns from the women's division, Bully Ray does have a bit of a point there with his response. The foundation that was set for this feud with this segment wasn't exactly flawless. Asuka interrupts Becky, but when she gets in the ring, she doesn't really provide much detail or context to why she interrupted Becky. She says a few of her catchphrase lines and flicks Becky's nose to close out the starting moment of this feud. So when you look at it like that, through what Bully Ray was saying, it's sort of true. There was no big moment of the story here that left us on the edge of our seats to see what happens next week for Becky versus Asuka. That much is true. Besides it being a big return for Asuka, that's pretty much all this moment offered. We previously talked about how Becky attempted to add more context to this new feud by posting a GIF from 2020 of Asuka and herself exchanging a hug as Becky handed Asuka the title. And like Becky said in that caption, she did hand over the title to Asuka 2 years ago. Crazy enough, that was also the last time that Asuka and Becky Lynch interacted on WWE TV before this recent edition of Raw. Asuka was gone in July 2021, and Becky returned several weeks later in late August. So before this week's Raw, Becky handing over the Raw Women's title to Asuka was the last WWE moment that they shared. So again, why is Asuka coming after Becky Lynch if the last time they shared the ring together, Becky was handing her over the title to Asuka? Becky hasn't done anything wrong to Asuka lately. If Asuka had the title or if Becky still had the title, maybe this story and tying it back to that 2020 moment would have made sense. But as we stand right now after week 1 of this feud, the starting moment wasn't exactly that electrifying start to the story. So hopefully that does change as the weeks go on with Becky Lynch versus Asuka. Alexa Bliss also took to her Instagram story this week to talk about how her nose recovery picture was censored and removed from Instagram. Alexa had some sinus surgery done a few months ago, and when she posted that throwback picture, it was taken down for the category of being too violent. So Alexa wasn't happy with that. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.